out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And don't do that! And don't do that! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. And don't do that. And don't do that. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yap. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. And don't do that. And don't do that. It's a wrap. Game over.
All right, hey, we are live here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Big shout out to Ben Sutter III, King Doc, and the entire BS3 crew. And also, I got to take the time to say happy J15 to the lovely, incomparable ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Got to do a special shout out to my mother in heaven. She was a member of AKA at the University of Cincinnati back in the day, and also to all the special AKAs out there, including the Vice President of the United States, none other than Kamala Harris. So again, got to give some Divine Nine love to the ladies of AKA. Happy belated Founders Day to the ladies of DST. I won't say, ooh, I won't do that. That's almost borderline disrespectful, but happy belated Founders Day to the ladies of DST. I think y'all were J13. In fact, many of the Divine Nine will celebrate their Founders Day in the month of January. So in case I miss it, happy Founders Day to the Divine Nine who celebrate in the month of January. I know a lot of folks don't understand what that's about. A lot of folks are me, fi me, or, whatever. Listen, be you. Let other people be them. If you're going to denounce your membership, do it privately. You don't have to go and make a big boast and post and all that kind of stuff and make everything look bad. It was good enough for you when you started. And now if it's not good enough for you now, just move on. Just move on quietly. All right. Without final ado, I have got to let you know what happened in the wild card round of the Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. This is the wild card round. Only 6 people advanced to the top 6. And I'm trying to see if I can share my screen. Let's see. I think I can. We'll see. Okay. These are the 6 people that advanced to the playoff round with a chance to win $500 cash. It is BGM, a.k.a. Black Girl Magic. She made it along with Marshawn, Brian C., Mighty, hey girl, Big Mike, up there in the DF Dub, and Keisha Kelly over there in the ATL. Those are the ones that made it to the top 6. Let me tell you what the games look like. All right, it was the Texans in the early game this past Saturday, beating the Chargers 32-12. And I'm going to say it because a lot of folks are saying it. I'm saying it with you. It's time to talk about Justin Herbert. It is time to talk about Justin Herbert's playoff record. Because wasn't that the quarterback that had a big lead against Jacksonville a few years ago and lost? I'm just saying, Justin Herbert appears not to be able to get the job done on the biggest stage, and that's the playoffs. Jim Harbaugh was supposedly the answer, the quarterback whisperer. I give him credit. He turned them into a playoff team again, but bruh, 32-12? Come on now. Come on. And then in the late game, it was all Ravens all over the Pittsburgh Steelers, 28-14. Lamar Jackson got the job done. Lamar Jackson finished that one 16 for 21, buck 75, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. And he also ran for 81 yards in the win. But I got to say this. I have got to say, Derrick Henry is a doggone beast. He's a dog and a beast. I'm just saying, man. I am just saying. That brother, I don't know what Tennessee was thinking. I don't. You could have restructured his contract. You could have done something. But look at him now and look at y'all. Look at him and look at y'all. How did you even think you had a chance without Derrick Henry? Great job. Glad to see the young man doing his thing. Glad to see him doing his thing. 186 yards, including 2 touchdowns. Average 7.2 a carry. I'm happy for him. Dallas Cowboys, you could have had him. You could have had him, but you don't. You don't. Don't even have a head coach right now either. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. All right, and then on Sunday, it was the Buffalo Bills doing me a solid. I wanted Mr. Sean, I don't want to give him a nickname, Peyton, dog walked. and the Buffalo Bills said, hold my beer. Went out there, said, Sean, I can't whistle, and made him come over there, lapped him up, and took him for a walk around the stadium. Final score on that one, 31-7. Now, they told us that this quarterback was better than Russell Wilson. Bo Nix, 13 for 22, buck 44, 1 touchdown, no INTs. Let me compare that. To what Russell Wilson did. Hold on, I want to be fair. Russell Wilson, 20 for 29, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, no INTs. Against a very good Baltimore team, Bo Nix couldn't get the job done against the Bills. I'm not knocking Bo. I'm just saying, Sean Payton tried to convince us that Russell Wilson was trash and Bo Nix was superior. I don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. All right, so anyway, Bills move on. Broncos got to go home and figure it out. Man, surprisingly, in the NFC wildcard game, it was the Philadelphia Eagles all over the Green Bay Packers, 22-10. Philadelphia's defense is for real, man. It is for real. They forced a ton of turnovers. But, of course, we got to talk about the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles because a lot of folks don't think he can throw the ball. 13 for 21, buck 31, 2 touchdowns, no INTs, and he also ran for 36 yards in the win. And once again, a running back that his previous team gave up on, the New York Giants. I'm sorry. Saquon Barkley had 119 yards in the win, 4.8 yards per carry. The man still has life. The man still has a whole lot of life. A lot of talk going on about Jordan Love and his performance. Jordan Love, 20 for 33, 212 yards, no touchdowns, 3 INTs. Let me just tell you something. If y'all don't get out of your past, I'm gonna talk to y'all like some of y'all talk to black people about racism and slavery. If y'all don't get out of your past and stop trying to make everybody be Brett, I steal money from poor black people, Favre. And Aaron, I got more drama than your mama, Rodgers. And just be thankful that you've got a young quarterback who has the ability to learn and grow and has, just tools out of this world. Oh, yeah, by the way, maybe build around him. Maybe build around him. That might help. That really might help. So Jordan Love, tough outing. Tough outing. Josh Jacobs said it best, man. Gotta get some dogs in there who can play. Josh Jacobs, 81 yards on 18 carries. They couldn't get the win. So again, Philadelphia Eagles moving on. And then in the late game, I called this upset. I had the Washington Commanders going on the road and beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they did it. 23-20 was the final score. Big love to Mr. Daniels, Mr. Jaden Daniels, for driving his team down for the game-winning field goal. Again, 24 for 35, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, no INTs for the Rook. And he also led the team in rushing with 36 yards. Washington got to get that run game together. Got to talk about Baker Mayfield. Where you at, Keith Hennick? Where you at? Baker Mayfield, 15 for 18, very accurate, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, no INTs, but couldn't pull off the win at home. I told you. Now, this one, I also thought that the Vikings would get the job done on the road. They got dog walked. Wrong time for Sam Darnold to turn into Sam Darnold. 27-9, the Rams defense was flying all over the place. Sam Darnold, 25 for 40, 245, 1 touchdown and 1 INT. I will say this, he was running for his life the whole doggone time. Again, didn't get the job done. Over on the other side, it was Matthew Stafford being Matthew Stafford, 19 for 27, 209, 2 touchdowns, no INTs. So that was your first round. That was your wild card round. Again, it was the Texans over the Chargers, Ravens over the Steelers, Bills over the Broncos, Eagles over the Packers, Commanders over the Buccaneers, and Rams over the Vikings. Now, let's do this. Let's get to the scores. See if I can share my screen. Y'all bear with me. I want you to see what the first round of the playoffs look like for the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge playoff round. Here we go. Bang. BGM went perfect. Got them all right. 6 wins for her. She's in first place. Marshawn got 5 out of 6. He's in second place, and by virtue of the tiebreaker, he is ahead of Brian C., who had 5 out of 6, My T, who had 5 out of 6. Again, Marshawn, Brian C., My T, second, third, and fourth, and then Big Mike in the number 5 spot with 4 wins, and Keisha Kelly, tough one, babe, tough one, 3 out of 6. So we'll see what happens in the division round, but right now, it is BGM undefeated, Marshawn, Brian C., My T, 1 win back, and Big Mike, 2 wins back. Keisha Kelly, you got to have a phenomenal divisional round. You got to be perfect in that divisional round, Keisha Kelly. So here we go. All right, so let me stop sharing that. Hope y'all were able to see that. If not, you were able to see me. Let's go to the divisional round of the playoffs. All right, this weekend, Saturday, the Texans will visit none other than the Kansas City Chiefs. And for those of us here in Houston, we know that has not gone well for the Texans whenever it has happened in the playoffs. Remember that one time when they were up, 28-7 or something like that, and ended up getting dog walked in that one. Well, the Chiefs are an 8.5-point favorite at home. They're 15-2. Texans are 10-7. I'm going Chiefs. Again, until you beat them, I'm picking them. And if you don't beat them, I'll be right. All right? Commanders at the Lions. I want to call for an upset, but I'm going Lions. They're a 9.5-point favorite. I think that's going to be. I would take the points on that one. I would take the points and get that win right there because I believe it's going to be less than that. I've got the Lions with a win, but I wouldn't be angry if the Commanders pulled off the upset. All right, then you got the Rams visiting the Eagles. I'm a little concerned about that one. In fact, the Eagles are a 6-point favorite. Man, I hope it's snowing like Hades. I hope it's cold as heck and the Eagles are able to get it done. But again, that's another one where I'm tempted to say Rams over the Eagles. I'm going to say Eagles right now. Then the game that really should be the AFC Championship game. It's the Bills and the Ravens. Those two teams don't like each other. The Bills are a 1-point underdog at home. I think that's going to cause them to play like never before. I'm going with the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens in the upset over on the road. But again, if the Bills do what they should do, they should win that game. They should win that game. So let me go back to these with no commentary. I've got Chiefs over the Texans. I've got Lions over the Commanders in a close one. I've got Eagles over the Rams in a scary one. And I've got Ravens over the Bills in a slobber knocker. All right, so for our top six votes, for BGM, Marshawn, Brian C., My T., Big Mike, and Keisha Kelly, I need to have your picks in by Saturday, 3 p.m. Central. I'm giving it all the way to 30 minutes before the game. You got Saturday, 3 p.m. Central. That'll give you a chance to look at any injury reports or last-minute scratches or anything like that. The lineup should be posted by them. A couple of people made that request of me in like week 17, 18, and the wild card round. So I'm going to go ahead and honor that. You can have up to 3 p.m. Saturday to get me your picks. Every one of you all text them to me. So do that again, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. All right. So now I want to talk about NFL coaches. We'll start with the Dallas Cowboys. They have parted ways with Mr. McCarthy. Parted ways with him. And Jerry doesn't like to do that. I'm just going to tell you, Jerry does not like to do that. I think it came down to money, the contract that they were talking about. I'm sure Mike wanted a longer-term deal than what Jerry and Sons were offering. And Mike said, okay, well, I'll take my chances elsewhere. He will probably get one of these jobs that are open right now. I'd like somebody else to get him. I'm not real big on retread coaches, especially when other coaches don't get those same opportunities. So I think Mike McCarthy will find a job either this cycle or next. But the Cowboys are now looking for a head coach. And I'm going to tell you, Cowboy fans, be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. I know that there are a lot of people that want Deion Sanders. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that there's some conversation going on about what it would take to make it happen. Excuse me. But unless it's a deal that he cannot refuse and he has some latitude to be able to do what he feels like he needs to do and not just be Jerry's puppet, I don't know. I would rather see Deion stay at Colorado, but of course, a lot of folks feel like with the absence of Shador and the absence of his Heisman Trophy winner two-way player, that he might not be able to do the same job at Colorado this coming season. I don't think Deion runs from a challenge. I don't think he runs from a challenge. I think if Deion wants to come to the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys would be a great pick and would be a good place for Shador to come and learn under Dak. Travis Hunter is going to be okay. He'll probably be one of the top 2 picks in the draft. I just don't think Deion's going to take that job, though. I'll say that. So now where do you go? I've heard Bill Belichick's name mentioned. What does he have? A $10 million buyout at a school that he's never even, coached one game at. Jerry doesn't like to pay coaches. He doesn't like to pay coaches when he fires them. I don't think he's going to be paying some school that he has no allegiance to. And I don't know if Bill Belichick would want to live life as an NFL coach under Jerry Jones at this stage of his life. I don't know. So now, where do you go? You're going to end up with some coordinator from somewhere. And I'm just going to say it. There's no guarantee that they will be able to translate from being a coordinator to being the head person in charge of all of it. So I just, again, be careful what you ask for. You just may get it. Other teams, again, stop the nonsense with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are not going to part ways with Mike Tomlin unless he goes 6-11. I think that's what it would take. If Mike Tomlin wants to leave, then he'll leave. But he's not going to be fired. Pittsburgh just doesn't operate that way. And if you don't know that, you ain't been around long enough. They don't do that. How many coaches have they had in their entire history? 3. They look, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, they're not like us. They're not like us. So leave that one alone. If he wants to go somewhere, he will. If he doesn't, he won't. I'm going to tell you this. Keep an eye on the Bengals. Keep an eye on the Bengals. If not this season, then definitely next season. Keep an eye on the Bengals because they start slow and the owner doesn't like that. And then they either make the playoffs, sneak it in at the last couple of games, or they miss the playoffs like they did this year. I honestly would not be surprised if before long we don't hear that the Bengals and their head coach have mutually agreed to part ways. He too will find another job right away, but keep an eye on them. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying I won't be surprised if it does happen. All right, that's that. Colts, they probably need a new head coach. Dolphins, they're good. Jets, that's going to be an interesting job. I don't know a lot of people that would run and take that job because of the quarterback. Again, we've seen coaches take jobs where they do not have a franchise quarterback and it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. And I'm sorry, let me just say this for those who might be wondering, the quarterback in New York for the Jets is not a franchise quarterback anymore. He's not. He's not. He plays poorly more than he plays better. He plays poorly more than he plays at a superior level. He's not a franchise quarterback. And when you look at all the baggage that comes with him, I don't know how many coaches are going to run and take that job. Jacksonville is an interesting job. I think that one is more attractive than the Jets job. That one is more attractive than the Jets job. The Patriots should not be looking for a head coach. They should not. They should not. Their previous head coach should still be there with a chance to turn that program around. Mike Vrabel has taken that job. I'm a Mike Vrabel guy. I want him to do it, but I want other coaches to start getting the chances that a Mike Vrabel has received. That's what I want. That's what I want. The Raiders, again, should not be looking for another head coach. Antonio Pierce should have had the chance to implement, draft, and all the above, the players that he needs to turn things around. He does not have the opportunity to do that, and we'll see what's happening. What do you do in Cleveland? Do you keep going with Stefanski? Do you keep going the Stefanski way? I know everybody wants to blame Deshaun, but now got to start looking at that. Tennessee, interesting. I told my brother Mike Patton that it was going to be that way. He tried to convince me it wasn't, and there it is. There it is. All right, so then on the other side, on the NFC side, folks are calling for the Falcons head coach. Stop it. 49ers, they got decimated by injury. I am not a Shanahan fan, Kyle Shanahan fan. I'm definitely not a Mike Shanahan fan. but they got decimated by injuries this year. Bears, that's going to be an interesting job. We'll see who will take that. Saints, get us a good coach, please. Mickey Loomis, if you don't get a good coach in there, it's you next. It's you next, bro. You got to be the one to go if you don't get a good head coach in there and draft a quarterback. I mean, draft a quarterback. Spencer Rattler, no, draft a quarterback though. Derek Carr ain't it. Spencer Rattler, I mean, maybe he is, but just draft another quarterback. Put a little pressure on Carr. And the fact that the Giants are not looking for a new head coach is atrocious. All right. So I got to get ready to go. But I also want to talk about current NBA standings. I told you all last time, the Cleveland Cavaliers are still doing the doggone thing. They still lead the East by 6 games over Boston. I know there's a ton of games to play. They haven't even hit the halfway point yet. But they're 34-5. Boston 28-11. Very interesting. The folks outside the playoffs right now looking in at 11, you got Philadelphia, 2 games out of the 10th spot, which is the play-in spot. The Brooklyn Nets, they're 4 games out of the play-in spot. The Toronto Raptors, Hornets, and Wizards. Then we go to the West. The Oklahoma City Thunder, 6.5 up on the Rockets. Oklahoma 33-6. Rockets 26-12. But the Rockets are up in there, man, at that number 2 spot. Number 3, the Grizz. Number 4, the Nuggets. Oh, yeah. Have y'all apologized yet to Russell Westbrook? All the folks that said Russell Westbrook was trash. Have y'all apologized to him yet? I'm listening. Number 5, the Clippers. Number 6, the Mavericks. Then you got at 7, the Lakers. Number 8, Minnesota. 9, the Spurs. Talking playoffs again. And at 10, the Sacramento Kings. Outside the playoffs looking in at number 11. If they stay in that number 11 spot, you got to fire the head coach and you got to move on from your big 3. But Kevin Durant and the Suns are right now in the number 11 spot. Granted, they're only a half game out of 9 and 2 games out of 7. So I'm not crashing them. I'm not crashing out over them. I'm just saying. And then at number 12, you got the Golden State Warriors. That roster is really interesting, to say the least. It does not at all look like the Golden State Warriors of old. And baby, that's why they're at number 12. Portland, man, I hate to say it. Chauncey Billups, come on, bro. Folks fought for you to get that job. And now you're looking real suspect. The Utah Jazz at number 14, number 15, New Orleans Pelicans. All right, that's all I got. Listen, I'm about to sign off. Again, congratulations to the top 6 fighting for a chance to win $500 cash. Right now, the leaderboard is BGM at 6, Marshawn at 2nd with 5, Brian C. 3rd with 5, My T 4th with 5. At number 5, you got Big Mike with 4 wins, and Keisha Kelly at number 6 with 3. Again, got big opportunities to get back in it this weekend. All right. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There's nothing you can do about it except tune in tomorrow for Chris Gardner and the Houston Round Ball review, as well as on Friday with my man, the coach, Johnny Cole, with the HBCU Stroll. He'll be back on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. And Lord say the same. I'll be back with you on Wednesday. Matt done checked in. Matt says Westbrook is a bricklayer. Every dog have a day. Come on. Man. Wait a minute. You done moved that rage from Jason Kidd over to Russell Westbrook. The dude is balling, man. The dude is triple doubling. He had a 25-point triple double. We can't give him no love. What y'all gonna do with head coach, man? That's what I want to know. What's your Cowboys What are your Cowboys going to do at head coach? That's all I want to hear from you, bro. That and hey, what's up? Love you, man. Listen, I got to get ready to go. All right, y'all take care. We will talk to y'all soon. Let me, boom. Trying to share my screen. Yeah, here we go. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next week.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.